Uh, uh, uh. Excuse me. Praise the Lord. Yeah. Ow. What the heck? What's that sound? I don't even watch Pokemon, which is funny. I think it's hilarious. We haven't gotten to watching Pokemon, which is not true at the same time. I think we watched a good 46 episodes of the first season. We like to start from the beginning because it's not like we don't know what Pokemon is. We just never watched it when it was in our faces. And like now that we actually watch anime, we we have yet to get to that. It's dark outside, so that's the main reason why you can't see us right now, and that's perfectly fine because it's more about the feeling and the understanding of what's going on right now in the world. It has nothing to do with what I look like right now, although I'm still cute. I'm setting up, so it's not like morning time where I'm cute, because that's a whole different type of cute. That's a self love cute, because I don't really care for that. Normally, I don't mind, but I've already explained how I feel about people seeing me while I'm like out here, not out here, but like you get what I mean, like out in general. Like that's been a thing. It used to be worse though, and I think that's what really helped me with my acceptance of morning face. Not morning face, morning. It's more morning hair than anything. It's the morning hair. It's definitely upgraded in its look and luster. So we don't we don't worry about those things right now. What is this attached to? Oh, the cross. Ain't that funny? It's attached to the cross. Ah, things are just so much funnier because of that. It really is an everyday thing. Like, I was on the bus today, and someone literally was like, "Jesus Christ," and my energy was like, "Yes," and I was like, I actually freaking answered. uh, I really just felt not fake, but I felt it just didn't feel right to say I was Mary, even though it made sense and I wanted it to make sense. It just made sense. It just all makes so much sense. And it makes me really happy to understand these things. I know that I say that it's not a big deal, but yet I bring it up and say it like it's a big deal, because it is a big deal. It's just more of like it's one of those big deals as if my existence, like why it's a big deal. What I'm here to do is a big deal. And at the same time, I don't really like being compared to my past work, simply because in this lifetime, we've had the same situation where we made a difference in what it is that we chose to be a part of, and yet everybody completely forgot what it is that we did. Whereas if it was someone else, then they would have been like, oh yeah, no, they can do it, and blah, 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 blah. But like, as soon as we went, and in their mind, they would probably say far left, everybody completely like switched up on us. And it's really interesting. And it just makes so much more like sense. My very existence is explained simply because of the knowledge that really we are Jesus. And I felt like with being Mary, because I still definitely am, because we are one, we are twin flames. But it just made sense to the point where not only am I still just getting revelation after revelation when it comes to why my life was like this, or why this happened, and why this happened, and everything. It's just so, it's different in the way that we feel it. And that makes me so happy, because I felt like I really needed to understand who Mary was, but I already knew who Jesus was, even though I didn't even know who Jesus was. In this lifetime, I didn't know who the heck this person was. I didn't know anything even about God. I just heard something and I didn't like it. Oh, God hates gay people. I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. And it's really interesting to me that it worked out the way that it did. And sure enough, once I found out about this situation, and it being essentially resolved because of that, because this whole time I've been waiting for Jesus Christ to take over and do his part in the situation as well. But it turned out that we were doing it the whole time. And then, so now when people step up to me in certain situations, I don't have to say anything. I don't have to even feel like there's something else that can be done. My mom decided to finally tell me what she was thinking, even though we already knew. But it was really nice to hear it, even if it was something that, I didn't really want to hear. And it was basically her looking down on my beliefs and saying, like, why would she support me in doing this supposedly spiritual thing? And she's like, you belong to Jesus Christ, not Lucifer. And he's not, as you say, a cool dude. And because he's here living a human experience as well. And we're all just here to become closer to God. And the bigger picture is he wants everyone to be united, and that means all the angels, all of the spirits, everybody here and everybody there. And on top of that, to open us up to who we really are. And I just told my mom, I was just like, you don't understand what I do right now, but you will in the future. And it's funny because, like, we ended up reading a line in the Bible where we said that exact same thing. Not with those words exactly, but you know not what I do right now, or yeah, something like that. And it just like came to my heart, and we just put it down. And really was what it was. I was just like, I don't feel like I need to speak on this anymore. I was trying not to be too authoritative, but at the same time not dropping my authority. I was putting more love in it, because I do have a tendency to just be very just very divine masculine. I definitely do. So I wanted to put some love in it. At the end I said, I love you too, goodbye. Like, I was like, it's already been resolved, and we can speak. We won't speak until you have leveled up. Not leveled up. I didn't want her to feel belittled either. I'm trying not to give away the whole nature of the situation, but like really trying to explain, like, it just felt so good to be able to finally not care whether my parent accepted me or not, because really the whole reason why we're here is because people don't accept God the way he is either. And so it just made so much more sense for me to just be okay with it, because I didn't have anything to say besides, well, guess what, Mom? Because I already told them that I was Mary, and they didn't really have too much to say about it. But at the same time, my mom would have a whole cow and a half if I had told her I was Jesus Christ. She worships Jesus. And, that's something that I can't really change, because a lot of people do. But I really do pray that at some point they realize that that's really not the way. It was never meant to be the way. Like, how did the Bible that the Lord wrote turn into the book of Jesus? Like, yeah, I was a sign, but if that were the case, maybe you should have been doing the same to John the Baptist. He got his head chopped off just the same. Like, it's basically the same thing, and he did the same thing. I have a lot of respect for John. Moses, I don't dislike him. I just feel like his character was just irritating to me, because there's he see, I met him in real life too. He doesn't know, though. He doesn't know. It just makes so much sense. But this wasn't another revelation on Jesus. I just really wanted to sing, but then I didn't have anything to say and was meditating. And then at some point I started putting my man cave together, and then I had stuff to say, so that's what we're gonna say. And that's really what my videos are. Like, really, there's never really a subject and a predicate type of situation. It just is what it is. And so we really don't know what the title is gonna be. We don't know what these things are gonna be. We don't know how it's gonna go. We just know that we're really happy to be putting it out for once. Excuse me. And by the time people find this, we'll be on to something different. But I'm really glad that this is our starting point, because it really is humble beginnings. Like, it really is humble AF. Like, there's just nothing you could say to make me feel like we don't deserve whatever it is we're coming into in the future. And I'm really proud of us for doing something like this, because it's something that a lot of people wouldn't dare to do, especially the way we've done it. And we've met somebody today who really has strong potential to be in our inner circle, and she officially stepped out on her journey almost exactly the way we did. She chose herself over pain and suffering more. And it was so beautiful, because she's a twin flame. We could feel it in her energy, and she knew it too. She felt it, And when I said it, I'm pretty sure it hecka resonated because she agreed immediately. And she was like, I was just like, yeah, that makes sense, because she told me a lot of things that I was just like, yeah. And that is, one of our powers as a twin flame. I don't know if if every twin is kind of like that, but um, it really is a different type of something. Like I can never, sometimes I can, but sometimes I can't. Like I just don't know sometimes what the feeling is, but like I know for a fact that it is, if that makes sense. And she kind of refused help in a different way, like in a way that I would have refused help. There have been a lot of times where I've had to say no to people wanting to help me in a certain situation, and I only said no because my intuition said say no, like this is not for you, you're going to do something else, and whatnot. And even though we're in this situation in a different way, I don't regret that, not one little bit, because I'm like, I understand, because anybody that ends up helping us out even a little bit, they in turn want something out of that. But since we are naturally good natured, we wouldn't ask for that stuff back in return. So when we feel the energy of someone actually extending help in that energy, it makes us happy, and we're just like, okay, everything's going to be perfectly fine. We'll be able to get our bearings and understand what's going on and whatnot. And then that's when God decides that, oh, we're doing shadow work for them. And that's something that they don't realize. They don't realize that we're there healing them and going through our own stuff. We're not just there doing nothing. We're there helping them out. And we already notice when we see a lot of their life, and we notice when we notice their vibration just be sucked out of them because they're going through so much. And like after the first conversation of enlightenment that we have with that person, their energy gets taken over by other stuff that's happening in their life, and then on top of that, we trigger them way more than they thought to be triggered by us, because we're simply there. We're simply just breathing in their presence, and it could be for whatever reason, and we bother people more than they would like us to know, because they really were trying to help in a good heart, in a good place, but then they realized that they couldn't do so. But it was really interesting, because I was like, if they really wanted to know, I've invited them to find out so many times, but they chose to put energy into things that don't serve them as much as knowing what it is that we know, or even having more of a conversation with us than they normally do, except for the occasional, so when are you leaving? When are you going to get a job? And it sucked because we didn't know the answer to that at all. We didn't know what to do about it. We were still learning about our situation too, but we did know we were there for them, and because we knew. We knew, but we didn't want to tell them that because we didn't want to trigger them even more. But we really did think something else was going to happen for us, and we wouldn't have to go through getting kicked out of any type of situation. But no, I've been kicked out of so many situations at this point, and it's really interesting to me because I never thought that I would get kicked out of anything. And on top of that, like, if they could see me the way that we see ourselves, they wouldn't have. They would have tried to figure out who we were and what it is that we were doing, and really tried to understand why we were, even playing with our cards, and really just trying to understand us. They would have gotten a lot more information about us and their lives. And it's funny because um the people around them got more guidance off of me than like they did. So it was just really interesting now to be in this part of my life where I'm finally meeting someone who's actually taken that journey and is like, I'm so happy to be doing this. I'm so excited to see what's going next. And we got to put protection around that person as well. We didn't have to, but we got to be able to be a part of that, because we gave her physical help in general, but in the end she did say that she needed to go her own way and find things that she wants to do and she likes. And it made me feel so good, because I was just like, I understand, because that is exactly what we had to do, and I get it. And so in the end, all we were able to give her was support and protective energy. And if we really had that support from the people that we hold dear to us, that would have been a whole different situation than what it has been. So it was really powerful to be a part of that and be able to offer that to someone else today. Because we do that in general, that's our path, that's our job, that's what we've been doing. But it just hit so much different, because it was someone that I know for a fact that they're going to be in my inner circle in the future, and I don't know how that's going to go, but I know that she's going to do it, and I'm going to see her again, and it's going to be really magical. Like, I just didn't know what else to do. I was just so happy about that, like, to give that to someone and be a part of that change. So yeah, this video didn't really have a subject, but it definitely it definitely went in a good place. And the funny thing about it is another Aquarius. I think that's hilarious. Alright. I think I'm done with this video. I really did want to sing more. I've been singing around with stuff. I'm working on, well, I would say I'm working on 4 songs, but that's not really how we work on things. We write the song, we sing it while we're writing it, and then like we sing it maybe once afterwards, but like other than that, we're done with the song. However, I feel like there's more of a feeling to it, and I'm thinking of a better way to, like, it's all about showing you guys. It's all about trying to figure out how to get the sound to you in the way that is best for us, because we are not like anyone else. We can't be like anyone else. It doesn't work like that. But like, I'm just a lot more impressive in person. There's just not, there's not a real way around it. Like, I'm just so much more impressive in person. And also, when it comes to like my songs in general, um it just really, I still have to get over that feeling of like recording it. So I'm still working out the kinks when it comes to, because I feel like my creativity gets kind of like slightly stifled is too stifled. Like, it it really is not an excuse. It's more, it's a reason. It's a real reason. Like, I'm trying to work on my energy just flowing while I'm recording, because it's easy for me to speak about stuff. It's easy for me to be and do things, but like the singing is really something that's different for me. So, um, please be patient. I guess in reality, you can't really be patient if you're not watching this yet, but please do be patient. We are working on it. We really want to show this to you because we really have a lot to say. And we've gotten over that point where we've ran out of things to say, because there's so many things I can say about the same types of things. There's just so many different ways we can say everything. We have a lot of words that work in different ways. You hear it in the way we speak as well. Like, it's just how we are. So we can say the same shit about the same thing that happened again and again and again. And we really don't always get tired of it, but we don't like writing music from the victim point of view. But at the same time, if not too much has changed on the outside, there's not so much I can say. But alas, we did come up with some different lyrics, like a different point of view, should I say. It's never really about the lyrics. It's about the point of view, like what I'm talking about, how I'm feeling. I have to feel it. I can't think about anything about what I'm speaking. I have to say it. I just have to, yeah. I can't really say it any other way other than that. I kind of just have to say it. And in helping that person out today, we got a bunch of food because we got food for her, and then in the end, she said she didn't want it. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. But really, it was her just saying she wanted to go and get her own thing. I'm excited. I'm excited for these people in general, and I'm excited for her. And I'm really excited for us as well. I just feel as if I'm breathing in my energy and just feeling us right now. And that's good because really I don't think that we can do anything else. We did do a picture today. We made another picture today. We forgot to take a picture of it and post it, but I'm happy about wherever the heck it's going. We did it on a whim. We tried something new. And the pencils, we're just really good at following our intuition, and I'm really happy about what's happening with that. Really good at following our intuition. It's just, it really does all tie back to being Jesus. I just think it's so interesting because I'm like, why the heck do I know all this stuff? Why the heck am I this one? Why the heck and blah 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 blah. It just it makes so much sense. And even though everybody's like, everybody always feels that way, and everybody and blah 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 blah, and I'm like, yeah, I understand that those people are always attracted to my energy, like I understand that, but like y'all don't get it. But like I don't always tell people, I just know, like there are a lot of things that you just can't talk to other people about, just because they won't understand it the same way, because everybody should feel like a main character in their lives, really. And if you don't, you should probably work on that. It's okay to be the main character, and actually it's the best thing for you. Main characters look the best together. You can't be a side character all your life. It doesn't work like that. So I'm like, I get it. Everybody feels that way. Everybody feels like they're the only one and they're misunderstood and whatnot. Like, well, a lot of people do. Some people feel like they are, like they feel that way, but like they haven't even figured out why they even think that they might feel that way until they get to a point and they're like, oh, I get it now. But like some people are like, I'm really like everybody else. But like, you're not. That just means you need to find more of yourself and understand that. But being us, we really understood that we were the only one with this vibration. And we kept running into people with really high vibrations, and their vibration would slip. And we would understand the whole situation still. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm glad, because that just means that at some point they will catch up. And I like having high energy because I plan on never stopping that. But, if I could just have like my life the way that I want it, I would be perfectly fine with that. Because they say success is better shared with people that you love. But I do have God. And, obviously a bunch of other guides that I'm not going to speak about right now. But when it comes down to like physical people, I guess it's safe to say at this point I don't really care anymore. So when you do see those people come back into my life, or whatever, then just know that it means that everything is okay now, because I'm really comfortable just being us. I just want to be us and have what we want and all of that jazz. So I hope that really helped out everybody as well, because you really don't need to be around the people you think you're supposed to be around if they're not treating you the way you want to be treated. And yet we still see people being like that with other people, and we still see people hanging out with people they just really shouldn't be around. We hear conversations. I can tell by people's energies and obviously body language, but it really is energy, even if body language is something else. Like a lot of people just don't work together. And, sometimes I feel sorry for animals too, because you can tell like they don't want to be around that person either. It's just a lot. It's a lot. So yeah, that'll help somebody out. They're never tangents, they're always messages. So I really hope that was good enough for somebody, because I'm gonna stop talking now. I have some cooking diary to do before I get sleepy, and maybe some Japanese, because I've really been skimping on that. Really been skimping on that. But yeah, music is coming soon. I'm gonna figure this shit out. I don't even care. I am really working hard at trying to understand that. And overall, that just means I've been singing a lot more my own way instead of like listening to music as much, because I've been going with my energy and feeling it. If I feel like, listening to music, then I do. And if not, I don't. But overall, I don't feel blocked. I just feel like when I push the play button, there's some type of pressure I'm putting on myself that I don't need to put anywhere, really. So I'm just trying to cut that out, chill out, work with it, whatever. So it'll be here eventually. And until then, we're going to just get back onto our steady something. I don't know if there's a schedule or whatnot, but it really is affecting the way that we upload things now, because we haven't been uploading a lot. We've just been uploading the morning videos, which is why I'm putting so much effort into this right now, because I want something to be put up there of value. That's another thing. I don't force anything. I just go with the flow. If that's what we're going to be doing, that's what we're going to be doing. So if there's going to be absolutely nothing, then there will be absolutely nothing, and that's okay too. Um, but I'm not trying to be a backseat person anymore. I'm tired of being put on the sidelines just because it's not time for me to come out and whatnot. And when you guys finally find this, like I said, I'm happy that we'll be on to other things, because we've already put these things up. We are building a presence because we are here, and we have been doing things, and we're doing great things for all of us, and we're really happy to be a part of that. So praise the Lord. Thank you so much for being a part of us, even if you don't think that you have been. We are all connected, and everything is good, and that makes me happy. So praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Get me out of here.